through from deep in now. That's a smashing ball into Martins.
Josie Yobo, good ball.
And it's pushed out to the phone.
Double Odesi.
Sensational. What a wonderful finish.
That is the most embarrassing own goal.
Oh, what a goal. That's something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly. And does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybook stuff.
It's another beautiful Saturday here. Thank you very much for joining in. This is a complete sport on Melody 100.7 FM. It feels good to be here this beautiful day. Of course, you know how we do it every time we come through like this. It is to talk about sport, the latest in the ever exciting world of sport, right here in the beautiful city of Ibadan. How are you doing? Thank you for joining in. The spirit is down somehow because one of our colleagues in Lagos, we got to know about his death last night and he's not really looking good. Temisa Okomi. When I got the news from Godwin Enahena, he got me so very sad. One of the guys making things happen in the ever exciting world of sports, repping Lagos. I remember putting a whole lot of things together in Lagos. Hearing about the death of Temisa Okomi really put us down in the industry. Those of us in the sporting arena, the sporting sector of the economy, is making us so very sad. But what can we do? We can't question God. He's decided to take him now that he has taken him. So adieu. Rest in peace, Temisa Okomi. It's so good. Very sad to start on a very sad note. But what can we do? We have to give glory to God for the life he lived. And we pray for the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss for his family and the people he's left behind. So rest in peace to Temisa Okomi, one of our own in the ever exciting world of sports. Let me welcome Sports Bam Bam to the show. I don't know, Bam Bam, do you know Temisa Okomi?
Yeah, I saw the picture.
We lost him yesterday and it's so very sad how we lost one of our own in the industry.
First of all, good afternoon, finest. Good afternoon to all our listeners. It's nice to be on the program today. And I also saw something about a journalist from BCOS who also lost her life. So it's so sad that, two of the finest journalists out there. Just, it is what it is. May the Lord give the family the fortitude to bear these irreplaceable loss. Yeah.
That's what we'll say. May God be with the family. Of course. Let's begin this way. Bam Bam and I were talking about the young lady, Favor Ofili, who got who got disfavored, let me put it that way, by the World Athletics. We're developing stories concerning that today because the NSC has spoken concerning that issue. What did the NSC say? And what is Favor herself saying? We'll be talking about that in a bit today. In fact, we'll be talking about that extensively because some are saying she should be asked and we thought a lesson, while others are saying no, let's forgive her and let's just move on. In fact, that's what we'll be looking at when you call us in the Bet Naija segment of the show today. We'll ask of your opinion concerning that, while you also predict Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, Man City. Those two games are going down today and tomorrow, respectively. And of course, we'll also be looking through Action Attraction segment of the show this beautiful day. So let's begin to get through each one after the other. Before we go to the Favor of Philly story, Bam Bam, let's quickly talk about, is now a global peace, the Okpeke. You're talking about the Okpeke road race in Edo State. Is becoming something that international bodies are now the ones are taking over now. It's a 10-kilometer race and it's a road race and it's been marked by a surge in global interest, with organizers are telling us now, because the organizers have revealed to us that they've gotten more interest to participate and request from elite athletes from across the world, including Africa and Europe, ahead of the race built for May 23, 2026. And of course, the World Athletics Gold Label Race widely regarded as Nigeria's premier road running competition, has drawn particular attention from East African powerhouses in Kenya and Ethiopia, as well as European competitors, including great countries from different parts of Europe. Right about now, it underscores its growing status in the international calendar. Race director of the organization, Zach Amodu, explained to us yesterday that more people from the international scene are now showing more interest than even those back home in Nigeria. The Opeke Road Race, 10-kilometer race, Bam Bam. And the kind of money that comes with it is very big.
Yeah, something that encompasses other countries definitely is going to be big. And talking about this race, it's been happening for a long time since way back in 2013. Although this is the 11th edition, people would be wondering that this is supposed to be the 13th edition.
Exactly.
But we've had COVID and some other issues to affect this particular race. But still, I mean, having done it for 11 years is something to actually give kudos to the organizers for, because I mean it happens in Edo State and it's even in a rural area, and this particular race, Opeke race, has been able to earn even global recognition. Far back at 2015, right there when it was recognized by the World Athletics label for, I think it was bronze that they got at that time. So
yes.
That's one thing about just starting something and definitely seeing the result later. And it encompasses different countries. Like I said earlier, Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda, although they go on to win our money, because most of the time they end up winning the race. People from Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya. I mean, they are very good at long distance race, but it still doesn't take away the fact that it happens here in Nigeria. So it's a big event, and I'm happy that it's getting this mega global recognition right there. Like I said, it's been recognized by World Athletics label. So it's all about continuity for a race that has been happening for over 11 years. So I think for future years to come, it's something that we should reckon with later on, because it looks like something that would stay for a very, very long time. So big ups to the organizers. And one of the things I would also talk about is our athletes, Nigerian athletes. I think this is the best opportunity for them to take the moment.
Exactly.
It's sad that most of the time the winners are always from Ethiopia,
Kenya.
Uganda, Kenya. Come on,
they will now create a category for Nigeria.
And for me, it doesn't even make us big in the global, or let me say in the athletics body, because at the end of the day, we've been having this competition for a long time, but we can't pinpoint to any long distance athlete. Every one of them is just, should I say, just trying their best. They are not giving a good competition against. And I think maybe that particular aspect of putting just Nigeria is different from. I understand that they are trying to show major support, but let the competition continue to be amongst everybody.
But you remember something happened during the last Lagos half marathon, the Access Bank marathon. A Nigerian came second, actually.
Exactly.
So maybe we can take it up from there, now that Nigeria has taken second in that one.
Yes, exactly. And it boils down to the fact that he was with every other person. He was with every other country.
Not a different category.
Not a different category. So that's how I feel like it's supposed to be, because it doesn't help the athletes. It deceives them the more. You just continue to be a local champion in quotes. It doesn't give room for growing. So for me, I just want to talk about the longevity. Another thing to also point out is the longevity of this event. It's so shocking to see a competition in a rural area happening for over 11 years. So it has to do with the people organizing it. Kudos to them for not stopping it, because in Nigeria it's always very easy to start, but continuity is the problem.
Most definitely. All right, from there to we call it complete sports. So from there to golf, let's tell you that last night it happened in Lagos, where the 4th edition of the Foundation for Cancer Care's charity golf tournament, which was tagged Swing Against Cancer, was held at the golf section of Ikoyi Club 1938. Of course, bringing together golfers, advocates and partners to raise funds for cancer screening, treatment and awareness. Of course, my guys were among the guys organizing this one, because they are actually members of the Ikoyi 1938. They were telling me how this thing was going on last night. So leading the lineup of players and advocates was Capital Market Executive and cancer survivor Farouk Oreagba. Yes, it's actually a cancer survivor. That's why he's able to partner with this one with his money. Featuring about 100 golfers in a team format, the 18-hole tournament was won by Team 4D Care, comprising Olaide Okubanjo, Oladejo Odunuga, Kunle Olawale, and Olamide Ayobadejo with 88 points. Team Pepsi finished second with 83 points, while 2025 champions Team Savkin came third with 82 points. And there were also individual honors in both the men's and India ladies category. Do you know much about golf, Bamba?
Yeah, but I know, few
Because
of
most
these
people
people.
always say, what is bogey?
I just always see people play it. I think it's just tagged a big man sport in
Is it
Nigeria.
a big boy sport,
A
right?
big, yes, exactly. I
Shey
don't know
Makinde
what
is
this
a
boy-
golfer.
A big man, because we always see big men
Okay.
do this sport. But one person to reckon with is Farouk Oriagwa,
Oriagwa,
cancer survivor. I think he blew up at some point during, is it the festive, one festival in Ogun
Exactly,
State?
yes.
Yes. So that was when with all of his swag and all of it, that was when he blew up. So
And
it's
it's a cancer survivor too.
cancer survivor. Yeah, I saw the news when he first blew out in Twitter, now called X, right there. So, like you rightly said, is something opened for making money for other people,
Exactly.
to support,
To show
love and support. And golf is like I said, in Nigeria, it's tagged a big man sport. Even across the world, it's a big man that participated. Even right here in Nigeria, you see CEOs, top executives, generals, and all of it that participate in this sport. So it's a good way to give back to some of these people that are probably less privileged, for them to utilize the money well. Yeah.
Okay, from there, let's quickly talk about what happened. I ended in Ibadan just a few hours. We talked about it on Thursday and yesterday, Bambam and I. Of course, the organizers and head of resources, manager of Making of Champions, the guys who actually organized the MTN Champs, which ended in Ibadan. Moshood Hassan is his name. He has said, look, one thing that is very common in Nigerian football is age fraud, poor structures, and of course these things are undermining Nigerian sport. And he says the organizers, what they are trying to do now is that they are working tirelessly to address age manipulation, which is one of the biggest clogs in the wheel of Nigeria sport. Bam Bam.
Yeah.
So he's one of the organizers, and of course he's lamenting big time. I mean, he's seen it all. He said they saw a whole lot of age manipulation and of course age cheat, falsification, and all of that.
Yeah.
Not really helping Nigerian football.
Rampant in Africa, rampant in Nigeria. And the problem lies in how many of these our players can we trace back to when they were much more young? How many of them can we trace back to when they were
Is it that we
12?
do not ask for their birth certificate when they are going to sport?
Somebody once showed me 3 certificates, 3 ID cards, and I was like, 3 different date of birth.
They don't do certificate now, they do affidavit.
Affidavit, yes.
Court
I saw
affidavit.
it and I was like, wow, you have different date of birth. I mean, I don't even trust you at this point in time.
And he's your friend.
And he's my friend. So, because, I mean, he wanted to apply to some of these federal government stuff, and age would always count at the end of the day, which sometimes I don't blame, but because of lack of job and all of it. But it's always our problem when it comes to sports. You see, I always tell people that if you've gone to the university already,
Yeah.
apart from most especially federal university or let's say state university, maybe private, you can still be 20 years. But if you've gone to
Once you go to public university,
public, you are above 20 years, and you're
because
no
they
longer
don't admit underage.
underage. Yes, we at least federal government at some point released that 18 years is the ideal age to start university. So if you finish, some people would finish maybe 2023, and 2 years later they sign a contract and they are 18 years. How did that happen? So when we can't trace back when they were 12, 13, and that's the difference between England and Nigeria. You can always trace Messi's video from when he was young.
Exactly.
Is still there.
This boy in Arsenal, Dauman. I mean, everybody knew when he was 6-year-old, and he went to Arsenal Academy.
Saka, Eze,
yeah.
even the Init guys are, you can always trace back when
Exactly.
he and Iwobi first formed friendship.
I still remember the video where this boy was a ball boy at Man City.
At Man City, Foden.
Yeah, Foden.
Foden. So, can we trace back? I'm not even going to mention the names of our Super Eagles players. You just see pictures of them in academy. And if you are playing in Pepsi Academy, you are probably 18 years. One thing about
So academies don't admit under 10?
the academies right now in Nigeria are focused on profits.
Okay.
That's what most of them do right now.
It's not development, anything.
It's not development. Most of them is all about, in 2 years, 3 years, let me export you to the foreign state. That's why we always see that we see some of our players go to Armenia, different club, Azerbaijan, which is fair enough, because everybody feels like abroad is where you can actually make it, irrespective of the country. But what academies in Nigeria is more focused. We have so many academies. Let's ask ourselves, what is even happening to our age grade football if all of these academies don't translate to the usefulness of our age grade football? Then that means these academies are pointing to one thing, which is just profit. They sell investments. They sell these players to top countries out there for them to get major returns. And it's quite shocking now that nobody wants to take the pain of starting from the scratch. Nobody wants to take the pain of building a player. Academies now, they even open trials.
Yeah.
They want to pick the best among 1,000 players. So is that structure? Is that development? I don't think that's development. A few of them have been able to get maybe under 13, but how many of them are really under 13? But my point is, for football, at some point, even if you start football at 25 years, age will definitely tell. That's why most of our African players, we are known to be very, very physical, strong. But you see most of our African players, when they are 30 years, they are off the scene. They are off, totally off. And we still see the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo up to 40 years, still play for Saudi Arabia. What could be the major difference? I thought in terms of our skin color ensures or makes us very strong. Why is it that most of our players retire so early, 30, 31? So there's something really fishy about it. So a lot has to be done on it. I don't think it can happen now. Maybe for future generations. Maybe somebody have to take the bait. And it boils down to the teams in the MPFL. MPFL teams, most of them are owned by the government. And government need to start focusing on young players. Not Shooting Stars Team B. We need to start having feeders team. The fact that A-End Academy is different from Arsenal, the thing is, it's Arsenal that owns it, but it's a different name. It's an academy, different, not B team. B team is different from academy. Academy, you start from the scratch. In fact, it's not even money oriented. You just build these players. Later, it's going to be either useful for you or later on useful for investment because you're going to sell these players. So a lot of things to point out when it comes to it, and that's why we are not doing well when it comes to 8th grade football. It has to start from somewhere. We are exporting players. You see, every day we see player move from, but what is happening to our 8th grade football? Something is fishy, and for me, it boils down to nobody wants to take that pain of starting or grooming a player from maybe 7 years.
I'm telling you. Well, the guy, yes, because I know you'll be wondering why Bam Bam took it to football. Yeah, it cuts across, whether football, athletics, and all of them. And that's exactly what Hassan is talking about here. And he said that the competition was actually designed to celebrate the development of athletes in Nigeria, and of course the development of the game itself, athletics in the country, and to serve as a platform for young Nigerians. Yes, and young Nigerian and talented, very young ones in track and field to grow, develop, and progress through the ranks with the ultimate goal of producing future champions. So it's not to be bringing old men and women that are already known. So that is what the event actually was meant. So it's a premier Nigerian grassroots athletics talent search program, which launched in 2023 by the communication giants and making of champions MOC to discover, train, and support young athletes to become global champions. Bam Bam, now the event has ended at the Lagos Salami Stadium. We've seen new athletes, young ones. So what's next for them? What's next is a question.
That's a big question. Yes, what's next for them? Most of them will end up, the ones that win prizes will end up winning their prize and going back home because there's no plan for the next.
What about the ones that showed class but didn't win prizes?
That's another thing. Nothing to.
Because there are people that will show some, you see them show class, but they will not win.
Nothing.
Anything.
Even the ones that even get to even win, nothing for them.
So just go with your prizes.
Go back because
that's the end.
There's no next project. This MTN, it's a private show. Let me put it like that. It's not government. Anything private does, private will just play their part. Then it's left for, in quotes, government to take it off from there. Because private, everything about them is more or less business. The fact that they're giving back to the young society is also business for them because they can't do something without making returns. And they cannot continue to probably feed, fund an athlete forever till it gets big. So government has to take it from there because in anything we do, government are the biggest financier in it. So for me, I've always laid down a particular role of in top competitions, in quote in Nigeria, top competitions, like take for example, maybe the Access Bank, the Okweke race. I mean, the top athletes,
Okay.
the ones that end up finishing first, second, third, should be spotted and maybe should be taken as part of the next project for Nigeria in terms of the government. I'm not trying to say that the other ones that showed workings are not good enough, but you know, finance is something that is so big, and a lot of people struggle with. Even government also struggle with finance and paying of athletes, and also using money to do anything, because in Nigeria that's where you get to hear that. I mean, there are a lot of things to spend money on and all of it. So I mean, you can take the top three and from there make them the future. Enough of going abroad to bring athletes. Now the whole favor of Philly issue is a saga, if not because the athletic body has put their mouth in it and feels like Turkey, they are just trying to play around the game. They don't want to develop.
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
favor of Philly is been rejected. We need to start building our own. These players or these athletes in quotes are also Nigerians, but they didn't grow up in Nigeria. They were not groomed in Nigeria. Why can't we have our own athletes, players groomed right here, and go straight to the world scene? Enough of going there to bring athletes who have rediscovered themselves till the age of 18, 19, and we'll take them to Nigeria and try to impress them or try to claim that we are the ones that did it. So we need to start investing in the athletes, because right now in sports, people would even tell you that, you know, the fact that you are doing some things in Nigeria, it shows that it signals that you might not even blow up, because nobody would, except if somebody just sees you somewhere and decides to give you a platform, you are just going to be just an hidden talent forever and ever. I know later in the future, and it's really, really bad.
Really, really bad. I mean, God help these ones that have been discovered. What comes next for them, we don't know. But let's move on to something next. As I told you about Favor of Philly story, that's the issue of the day. And you also will have an opportunity to tell us what you feel concerning this matter now. Because aftermath of the ruling delivered by the World Athletics Nationality Review Panel on Thursday, which rejected an application by the Turkey Athletics Federation to switch 11 athletes, including Favor of Philly, of course, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, the National Sports Commission, they've actually reacted now and reaffirmed their commitment to Favor of Philly and urging her to return to the national team following the decision by the World Athletics to block her move to Turkey. Of course, the Commission's Director General, Bukola Olopade, said Nigeria remains fully supportive of the athletes and is ready to provide the necessary backup to help her succeed at the highest level. Let's take it one by one, Bamba. 3 things to talk about now. First, Bukola Olopade said they are ready to support her. First thing, if they had supported her before, would she be switching allegiance to another country? Did she actually get all of the support? Because we heard these guys don't get the support. You remember what Toby Amusha also said at the time?
Yeah.
Favor of Philly is not the only one that has been talking. What's the other lady's name too? That was trying to fly to another country as well, apart from Favor of Philly. Trying to remember her own name today. About 4 of them moving. Now, Olopade is saying they are ready to continue. That's the language. Continue to support. Were they supporting them very well before?
The AFN failed to register Favor of Philly for the 100 meter in the Paris 2024 Olympics,
which was what infuriated her.
Yeah, despite qualifying, and it wasn't the first time it happened. It actually happened in Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Exactly,
too,
before
where,
the last one again.
Yes, where she was prevented from competing at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Right there, due to paperwork failures, which is supposed to be either the AFN or the NOC, doing the whole job, and the AFN came out and they explained their own part. They cleared the air.
Cleaned their own hand.
Exactly. That it wasn't about and the NOC, nothing to talk about. Election was still made afterwards. All of them in the NOC
same set of people
retained their position.
Nobody sanctioned anybody.
And NOC did not clarify anything. And you know what? Nobody spoke about it. Everybody went sideways. Everybody moved on, as usual in Nigeria. And this lady also said that she had personal safety concerns and also mental health, because it really affected her.
Exactly.
Because that particular 200 meter, maybe if she had participated in the 100 meter, it would have given her a morale boost ahead of the 200 meter, but she ended up doing badly.
They were saying the 200 meter where they put her was her strength.
Her strength, exactly.
Were they the one to tell us her strength?
Yes, somebody that qualified for it.
Exactly.
Because when you qualify for the Olympics, in fact, you qualify, then you go to different
heats, yeah, from one heat to the other.
And she qualified to the final round.
Exactly.
So
and it's always known. Anybody that is doing 100 will always do 200.
200. In fact, Usain Bolt is one person to even reckon with.
Exactly.
100, 200. That's the way it is. Noah Lyles of USA also 100, 200.
Even Mary Onyali, those of them. Ezenwa's brother, you might not know them.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, they were in 100 and 200
100
meters.
and 200. So there's no excuse. And at that time, that was in 2022, and this is 2026 right now. 4 years. Favour Ofili right now is she was 20 years.
Then
now she's 23.
Yes,
that means she was
19 then.
19 years. And you can always think about the project because Olympic is the biggest competition for every athlete.
Definitely.
So in the span of looking at Favour Ofili, maybe she has 4 Olympics in her career space before she's at about 30 years. And now she has failed woefully in the first one. Now she's heading to another one. So you have to think about your future. And that's what Favour Ofili is thinking about. If they can do all of it. And I would always say that it's probably somebody in that place that decided to meet her name.
Exactly.
Maybe in the NOC, maybe because of her attitude. You know, one thing about Init is...
Who knows, maybe somebody has even toasted her. I will deal with you.
You know, why I feel like it might be somebody... You know, if you grow up in Nigeria and you become an athlete, you see, in Nigeria, we tend to... I've said this thing before. We tend to respect people that come from abroad. We give them different...
yes.
And we that we are in Nigeria, if a Nigerian that grew up right here in Nigeria, maybe Lagos, Nigeria, is in Favour Ofili saga or situation, maybe the person wouldn't have done like that because you know that you don't have any other hope. Favour Ofili can still switch to Turkey because she knows that she understands the system and she knows that she switched from USA to Nigeria. But if you are homegrown in Nigeria, you might not understand all of these things that, okay, I can switch allegiance and all of it. You have to commit into their hands. Maybe you probably beg them, do all of those things. You have to lay low.
Play to their
strength and all of it. They can now take advantage of you. But Favour Ofili, you know, somebody that didn't have a breakthrough. Orientation. She didn't have a breakthrough yet. And that's why we need to start building our own athletes and players because they already understand the scope and you can't continue to ride them for as long as possible. Imagine a 19-year-old, for her to have voiced out, she doesn't care. A 19-year-old in Nigeria that was born and brought up in Nigeria, if somebody has tried to play with her emotion, she will dance to the tune because she understands.
Or she will go somewhere and be crying.
Crying, exactly. Or I'll go and tell my mommy. Yeah. Or something like that. That's the way it works. But for Favour Ofili, right now, that the situation, just to answer the first question, because you said it's in segment.
Exactly.
For me, it's a problem of still the NSC because they override every of this body. And if they cannot check every of their bodies, then something is wrong.
So NSC too should have even queried NOC. Why did that thing happen? We've not heard anything from them. Okay, Olopade, Shehu Diko, you've heard from Bam Bam now. You didn't do what you're supposed to do. Now the second one is this. Some stakeholders have said, because Bukola Olopade said, okay, we'll give her all of the support that she needs. So some stakeholders are divided now, Bam Bam. A side of the stakeholders are saying she should be forgiven and everything should just, we should allow everything to lie low, then we'll return and give her the support as Olopade said. One thing. The other side are saying no, to serve as deterrent to others who might want to behave like this in the future, let's hammer her. Let's give her punishment. Let's punish her. So where do you stand? Punish her or let's just forgive her and let's move on?
It's dicey to even pick a stand because we don't really know. We only heard from Ofili's side of the story. We didn't hear from the other part. And it could be a smart game from the NSC that encompasses the NOC and AFN as, okay, well, let's try to act mature in this situation and decide not to talk. But, you know, is it another ground of just trying to play maturity games for Nigeria? And now, talking about Favour Ofili, she has not said anything. She has not even said that she wants to commit to Nigeria right
exactly.
now.
In fact, she has not even spoken about the whole
situation. So somebody has to tread carefully. A lot of things will be going on in her camp, not even in her mind. In her camp, a lot of arrangement, a lot of ways to try to settle these old issues before the Olympic. So for somebody that has made, I wouldn't want to call it a mess, but for somebody that has been able to check those bodies, I don't think she would want to come back to Nigeria. Maybe at some point. If she would have to forfeit the Olympic, except if she's desperate to do that. But the other question is, do we have an alternative? I don't think we have an alternative. When it comes to grooming ladies in coach, we might have guys. In fact, the guys don't even represent us well, but we might have guys, but we don't have the ladies. I don't think in recent time anybody has been able to do what Favour Ofili did when she was 19 years. Getting to the final. When was the last time we saw in the Olympic that a Nigerian will be at the finals? Do we have an alternative? If we don't have an alternative, then we still have to stick with that. The only thing is, there's a room for non-negotiation in this world, for reconciliation. Both parties talking to settle the old issues and putting out a statement. One thing about Nigeria is, news comes in very fast and people absorb the news very fast. But after 2 weeks, there's another news popping. For example, if Chelsea buys Osimhen, everybody will forget Ofili's matter. That's the whole truth.
It's football now. Football is the king of sport here.
King of sport, that's Nigeria. So for me, do we have an alternative? That's another thing to think about. So I think it's two parties coming up, because she has the edge too. In terms of the history of Nigeria, when it comes to the 100 meters, we don't really have athletes that have been able to represent us in a long time, just like the way Favour Ofili has done. I'm not trying to say that what Favour Ofili did is good, but if I'm in her shoes with what happened and nobody's talking, I will feel bad. And if I have the opportunity of doing that, when I know that I didn't get the home grooming from Nigeria, I can as well go, because I didn't get the home grooming. It wasn't Nigeria that gave me the first platform. So I mean, why am I?
Who cares?
Exactly. So it's two ways to look at it. I mean, just to be diplomatic right now, I think the best thing is just a reconciliation and having conversation to settle the issue.
Most definitely. Bam Bam has just said it. As a sport analyst, you say it. Now, when we return at the other side on Bet Niger, we'll be looking at this. We'll ask you this question this afternoon. What do you think? Favour Ofili should just be forgiven and reabsorbed into the Nigerian sports family, or she should be sanctioned to serve as deterrent to others who might want to behave in like manner in the future? What will be your take? Let's hear from you at the other side. That will be 4 o'clock when we get to the Bet Niger segment. And that's when we also be giving us your prediction. Chelsea, Man U, happening 8 p.m. tonight. And tomorrow, Arsenal, Man City, happening 4:30 p.m. You have to predict the two for you to win some great cash prizes, which will be sent directly to your Aza once you are correct with your prediction. Keep it locked right here. Let's move from here. Now let's go to football. Bobola Egufemi, the Sports Bam Bam, is still with me. In the meantime, let's begin this way now. Let's talk about football now. He created a record that was never created by a Nigerian before in the Europa League. Talking about Ademola Lookman, when he scored a hat-trick and went on to win the Europa League with Atalanta. Tonight, another record staring in the face of Ademola Lookman, as he's standing now on the verge of a major milestone in Spanish football, as Atletico Madrid face Real Sociedad in the 2026 Copa del Rey final at the Estadio de la Cuya. The Estadio de Cajuda today, with the Super Eagles forward chasing what will be a first major domestic trophy in Spain. Of course, Atletico head into the final targeting a record 11th Copa del Rey trophy, while Real Sociedad will be hoping for a 4th one. And Ademola Lookman is in Diego Simeone's side, who reached the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League midweek despite a second 2-1 second leg defeat to Barcelona. So tonight it is about Ademola Lookman on the verge of another record at the Sports Bam Bam.
Yeah, massive for Ademola Lookman. He's been one of the most fantastic Nigerian player out there. One of the things I would always attribute him to is play for a top club. How many of our top players do we see play for a top club? As much as I'm concerned right now, Ademola Lookman plays for the biggest club in that Super Eagles.
Yeah, he's the biggest guy there now.
The biggest guy.
No matter what Osimhen is doing.
No matter what Osimhen is doing, because of the caliber of team he's playing. He's played for a team now that is currently in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Currently in the finals of
Copa del Rey.
So it's something to reckon with. Not to forget Sadiq Umar, although he's not been in a consistent form for Real Sociedad, but he's still a member of that particular team. Since he got to the La Liga, talking about Ademola Lookman, he has played 8 games in the La Liga game and scored 2 goals, and we know how he was instrumental in their win against yes, aggregate win against Barcelona right there. So for me, now that it's not even Real Madrid or Barcelona, this is the best time to get a domestic trophy. Hopefully it gets started by Simeone because it was brought out in their last game. That was against Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League. So it looks like he might probably start. And he has cemented that particular position because of the way he has done really well right there alongside Giuliano Simeone on the other flank.
Yeah.
So for Admiral Lukman, I'm really, really rooting for him. Might as well be thinking about, is it too early? About the African best player, but the other players are going to be at the World Cup table there, so maybe not now. But in terms of bringing glory to himself, I love the fact that in his career he's been able to move from grass to grace.
Most definitely.
How he started was really, really rough, and look at what Ademola is doing. I mean, I think it's a big inspiration to Nigerians out there. I mean, just do your thing quietly and you get big, yeah.
Most definitely. Well, because of Lukman, I've been saying it, my head has continued to be with these guys known as Atleti. I'm telling you, recent times. In fact, they will win the Champions League, Bamba. Why did he say home? Okay, you don't believe? Anyway, let's see how it goes. All right, moving on. We talked about it here. I think it was Bambam and I too that talked about it when he made that bold move then from Brentford to Coventry City. Yes, I'm talking about Frank Onyeka. Of course, the line they put in that contract then was if Coventry made it to the Premier League, he will make it permanent. Now I can confirm to you that Onyeka is about to sign a permanent deal at Coventry City because last night the team already gained their promotion. Frank Lampard has made the move. Now they are in the. I think you're the one that have been talking about it. That coaches should not be starting from the high.
Yes.
Start from the low. Now he failed in the EPL. He went down to the. We can call the NNL.
Yes.
Now they've gained promotion, even with games to go.
Yeah.
They are now in the EPL.
It's big for Frank Lampard. Before I even get to Frank Onyeka, what Frank Lampard did with that team is so massive. He took that team when they were 17th on table.
Exactly.
2 points to go to relegation. And eventually, the next season, he took them to the playoffs, although they did not qualify.
Exactly.
And now champions.
So that means it was a steady growth.
Steady growth. One of the things I saw with Frank Lampard is he was able to bring the experience of managing a Chelsea team, although he didn't do well. But if you have managed a top team and decide to, in quotes, stoop low and go back to a team like the League 2 of any league, definitely you would be able to bring that major experience, which was what Frank Lampard. And I've always said it that managers should learn how to take it a step by step. As a young manager, go on there, build a thing, and the legacy continues forever. If that was how Maresca started before he took Chelsea's job, so he can always move step by step. And now people are saying, oh, if Pep Guardiola leaves, Maresca can take the job because there's a process. Because immediately after Maresca left the Chelsea job, the current guy, Liam Rosenio, is not doing well with the team.
Exactly.
And now people can always point out to you know what?
See what this guy was
doing before he
In
left.
fact, if the guy was still at Chelsea, maybe by now they would have almost sealed their UCL qualification.
Qualification, exactly, because he had a plan. And now if he ends up getting the Man City job, and that's how it is supposed to be, because the likes of even Pep Guardiola, Ancelotti, they didn't just start from an unknown club. Even Ferguson started from a team in Scotland.
Yeah, exactly. I
There.
talked about Mourinho starting as an interpreter at Barca.
So everybody had a major step. So if recent managers now, you see them just because they feel like they are club legends, it translates to being a manager of the team. Although I am of the opinion that if you play the game, I feel like people that play the game are the ones that are supposed to be managers. But still, you have to start from somewhere. The experience will always count. And sometimes the manager commands a lot of respect and commands the dressing room and also commands the type of transfer. Let's take, for example, if Pep Guardiola comes in as a manager of United, I would say that he can command a player like, he can convince a player like, looking like at a top player rather than somebody like Mbeumo. You can convince somebody like Michael Olise. Now, just because it is Pep Guardiola that is going to be my manager of this team, I would sign this player. Let's take, for example, when Ancelotti was at Everton, nobody expected that James Rodriguez would come to Everton.
Exactly.
James Rodriguez used to be at Bayern Munich and also Real Madrid. But because it was Ancelotti, Don Carlo, he had to
Baba is calling me.
I have to go. Some of these players just want to be coached by certain managers. That's the same way Jose Mourinho commands transfer fee or transfer of players. So for this man, Frank Lampard, he has been able to do it at the Championship. Now, he shouldn't even rush to another team. he should continue in the Premier League, survive relegation. If he survive relegation, finish 7-8. There's no way another team like maybe Brentford that still has a solid right in the Premier League that will not come for him because he has been able to grow a team. So that's the way I feel. He has done really, really well. Nobody understands what it means to take a team from 17th position
I'm telling you.
and in just 3 seasons get that team as
EPL.
number 1. So, and for a team that the last time they were in the Premier League was 2001, breaking about how many records now? How many years record?
I mean,
It's
it's even good for Super Eagles that we are finding one of our own now also making it to the EPL because we shouldn't be finding them playing just at lower leagues. So Frank Onyeka, a good one for him. Of course, from Frank Onyeka, let's quickly move to Maduka Okoye now. Today he'll be looking to record his 10th clean sheet, Bamba. His 10th clean sheet. If he doesn't concede a goal today against what was the name of that team they are playing? Parma, yes, at the Blue Energy Stadium. 10 clean sheet. I mean, that should be something.
Considered already.
You didn't even let me land. You know where I was going. Yeah, I said we'll be looking forward to. You didn't even let me land. That he has considered already. They don't score.
Yeah. But I saw his last game against AC Milan. He did the Get Ready With Me video. He was excited and all of it. But for Maduka Okoye, for me, he's getting better. He's getting better. I've seen a couple of his games, and yes, for me, it's getting better.
So should be having rest. I mean, our mind should be rested now in the Super Eagles, right?
I think he needs confidence. Confidence to be in the Super Eagles. You know, it's beyond what he does in the national. There's no pressure in the club team, but in the national team, for me, there's a lot of pressure.
What's giving them pressure now? You play once in a while.
Fans. Nigeria on X, social media, curse words and all of it.
So the fans are the problems.
For me, yes, because they go hard on these players. Well, sometimes it's well deserved because you know Nigeria is a country that loves sport and football so well. But I think we need to take it hard on some of these players because they are human afterwards. Well, I understand the pains of Nigeria because you know major competitions we are not there, but still we need to take.
But those days when we were beating people silly, the days of Yakini, the days of Adepoju, Okocha, and all of these guys, were the fans giving them this kind of pressure? Because the fans then will always bet that we will beat Angola 9-0. And it will happen. I mean, Yekini will go and score 4-5 goals. But nowadays, things have really changed.
Yes, things have really changed because, you know, one thing I realized about Nigeria is there are so many things that they expect the national team to seal up.
Okay.
Things like the AFCON. And you know what? We are not saying that win the World Cup, just qualify for the World Cup. And those were the things that the likes of the greats did at that time. They qualified for major competition. The 2002 World Cup was woeful. Was really, really bad. They didn't come out of that particular group. But although people will talk about the managerial situation when they was appointed and all of it, but people were excited that eventually we still qualified.
Our names, our flags, we're still...
Yeah, exactly. And fans had the opportunity to go there to watch their darling Super Eagles. Same with 2010 where we almost lost qualification, but later on, due to goals from Obafemi Martins, we got the 2010 qualification. So Nigerian fans expect the best, not the best in quotes, but expect certain things from the Super Eagles. At least you should be dominating AFCON and also qualify for. And those were the things that those greats did. Okay. But they also came for their head. They also came. That's why if you listen to Sunday Olise, well, it's always so hard and harsh when some fans praise some signing players.
Yeah, because he feels they are not the way they were.
Yes.
Harsh on them.
They were not.
That were too soft on these ones.
On these ones.
But you are saying the ones here are getting pressured by the fans on X.
They are also getting pressured because you know one thing I realized about Nigeria. That's why I said image matters a lot in Nigeria. Nigeria fans right now have different people they like. I have a particular person I like.
Okay.
Daniel has a different person. Daniel will always call for the heads of you always call for the heads of even Osimhen.
Yeah.
Victor Boniface. You will know that Daniel is not.
He doesn't like Eric Sheff.
Eric Sheff. Yes. On the other hand, I don't like to complain about Eric
coaches.
Sheff. I always say that Eric
You're always sympathetic of coaches.
Of it, yeah. So now we have.
And you don't really have so much dislike for Victor Boniface.
Boniface, exactly. I have other players that maybe I really don't like, and Daniel too plays. Daniel doesn't, let's say in foreign football, Daniel doesn't like
Yamal. He
Yamal.
doesn't want to even hear.
For me,
Yamal.
I love him so well. We always exactly. So now fans are starting to pick certain players. That's why on the internet, even if Nigeria lose 3-0, some people will say that now only Osimhen played that ball. No other blessing was on that pitch. It's only Osimhen. So fans are taking parts of players. Some will even single out Calvin Bassey. Some will single out maybe Wilfred Ndidi.
Why they will bash others.
Exactly. They will always just take away the players that they like. And you know, now is a social media era. Contents are flying left, right, and center.
Exactly.
We don't know who is bankrolling who. And there are many sport content creators out there. So someone will say, now only Osimhen did this team. Or that's the rest of them. So that's one thing that has been happening. And in recent time, we've always bashed our goalkeepers. Even Stanley Owabali looked like Jesus at some point when he was called up. But now, right now, he's like a devil in the national team. Everybody will say, this guy is getting too comfortable.
Exactly.
They always like to single out one person.
But people say take him away from the team.
So that's the way Nigerian fans right now are big. And maybe because of the inclusion of social media and the fact that we can watch these games even when we are not on the pitch. But then everybody takes the blame. Nobody will tell you that if Nigeria gets defeated, like when they lost the final, Sunday Olise was crying. That was the only emotional part of it. But every other thing, all the fans blamed Nigeria.
The entire team.
That in front of their fans in Lagos, you were in the finals, you were not able to clinch it. They gave everybody a round.
Even with all this energy they put in that game. You're talking about Ghana, Nigeria 2000.
But if it's current side, Nigeria play this thing, and Osimhen cried.
We put one.
Osimhen,
Osimhen, they cry.
If not because of other people, Osimhen for don't be this.
God have mercy. Okay, we wish them well. Of course, we wish them well. Let's quickly go to the MPFL now because the time is running away, so that we can get straight to the sponsor segment of the show. Bam, bam! Something happened, and it's a big one, a big motivation. We understand that Shooting Stars actually flew. They flew to Maiduguri. Yeah. They did not follow road this time. They had to fly from, our stadium. Our airport now is one in town. It's working very well. You need to go and fly from that airport so that you come and tell us your experience. So they flew. They were not on the road this time. So some people are already saying this is a motivation to go and pick a valid point away at Maiduguri. But you know what happens at Maiduguri? Always very difficult for teams to pick something. But Remo Stars struggling. They picked a valid point away at Maiduguri. Can Shooting Stars do something? Because right now, with what they played last week against Kwara United, right?
Yeah.
It almost ruined their chances of going to Europe. Going to the continent now. Do they stand a chance against Maiduguri? Academy Warriors tomorrow?
One of the things that Shooting Stars have been so poor at is their away form. Their away form so far in the league has been terrible. In fact, I can't remember the last time that they were able to get a win away from home. The last time they did that was against Barao, still a northern side, but privately owned. I need to put that into context. But if it's a state-owned in front of their fans, it's different. It's different. Apart from that, maybe Warri Wolves, that's another time that they got a victory. So their away form has been really, really terrible. But now that they have a continental ticket to fight for, is what I expect Shooting Stars to be gunning for. Because right now, if they get all 3 points, they will be on 54 points. And we are not certain that other teams in front of them, like Ikorodu City, Abia Warriors, would get maximum 3 points. And now they can actually capitalize because third position gets continental ticket alongside first, second. I don't know what they want to do about the fourth. Maybe still Federation.
It's Federation.
Still Federation. Wow.
Federation that we don't even know what we are doing with it.
Abi? Okay. Nigeria League.
We play too much.
We play too much. But Shooting Stars actually need this win badly, and I'm happy. I think the management has been able to do something to help you guys because they flew to Maiduguri. We know how difficult it is to fly, to go by road.
Exactly.
But now they flew to Maiduguri. As of yesterday, they were already there, settling down, taking pictures, having fun. I even saw them having time in the swimming pool and all of it. So they need to be prepared. And this is the time that they need the NPFL games more than any other time. If they are having poor results, it needs to stop right now because poor away results, it needs to stop because right now It's 4 more games to the end of the season. 2 games away from home.
Exactly.
2 games
2
at
games.
home. So you need to, and you're starting with your away game. If you can get 1 point, not bad. At least your 2 home games, next 2 home games, they should get 6 points. And the last one, maybe also 1 point, because we know how difficult it is to get away 3 points right there. But where they got it all wrong for me, and why people think that for Shooting Stars, maybe they might not qualify for Continental ticket, was when they played a draw against Kwara United. But against Barao, they played a slim victory when they came to the Lakon Salami Stadium. They played 1-0. It's difficult to get away wins. El Kanemi also need this point.
Exactly.
But I would honestly tip them to play a draw because of how important and how...
You think they can play a draw there?
Yes, they can. They can.
Let's see how it goes. I hope Bam Bam will jano, as they say in Yoruba. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's look through all of the fixtures in the week, March day 35. In the MPFL, meaning we have just 3 games to go in the MPFL. Wiki Tourists will be playing Bedell Leisure. All of the games are for tomorrow because there's no game today in the MPFL. The game at 1 p.m. tomorrow is Wiki Tourists and Bendel Insurance. 3 p.m. Plateau United taking on Kun Khalifat. Nasara United taking on Warri Wolves at 4 p.m. Enugu Rangers taking on Eyimba. That's an Oriental Derby. Bam Bam. It's a big Oriental Derby. This kind of game should have been a game to be televised if we actually know what we are doing in this part of the world.
For me, this one is Enugu Rangers game because it's just 2 points between
and it's
them
at the Cathedral.
At the Cathedral, so they need this point against Eyimba. We know how
So that you can usurp Rivers
United, yes, led by Finidi George. Because for Eyimba, they've been able to go out of the relegation zone, but we still know how tough it is because 40 points with Remo Stars. If Eyimba should not get a win, that's against Enugu Rangers, and Remo Stars, they go back to the relegation zone because every of the points now in the MPFL is so contested. Every of the team need a massive 3 points right now because you can be in 9th position and you go back. Even El Kanemi Warriors are far off. They have just 46 points. If they lose 2 of their games back to back, and any of the teams in the relegation zone get to win their games, they go up and El Kanemi comes down. That's how tough it is. Maybe apart from Kun Khalifa, who are on 39 points, but it's still very close because every other team is on 40 points alongside them in the relegation battle. So for me, I think it's more or less important for Enugu Rangers. I tip them to win this one because the competition probably is going to get to the end of the season against Rivers United because we know how close this is. If Rivers United don't get a win, and Enugu Rangers get a win, they absorb them at the top. So for me, I would tip Enugu Rangers to have all 3 points.
And you talk about Rivers United, they are playing Kano Pillars in Kano, of course, an away game for Rivers United. Maybe that is why you're looking at the fact that Enugu Rangers might return to the summit.
Yes, because we know how hard it is to play at the Sani Abacha Stadium, especially in front of the fans of Kano Pillars. But people, even Shooting Stars, have been able to get 1 point from from Kano Pillars. They've not been able to seal the Sani Abacha Stadium, maybe because of the struggles that they've been having over the season. But for Rivers United, it's so contested. Rivers United should have done this whole job since when they had outstanding games, but they were busy losing after they have played their continental games. I don't expect this from them, but I believe that Rivers United can get a point from Kano Pillars at the Sani Abacha Stadium.
Most definitely. All right, for Abia Warriors against Ikorodu City tomorrow. I mean, Bam Bam, Abia Warriors, Ikorodu City. As another game, Ikorodu, they are going away as well, and they are one of those pushing for the continent.
For Ikorodu City and Abia Warriors, they are for me, this is the toughest
It's the toughest game because they are both chasing the same team, and they are just back to back.
So they need this point. For me, Ikorodu City right now, in terms of home wins, Ikorodu City are one of the teams that have not lost at home. I think
they've taken the Mobalaji Johnson as their fortress.
I don't think they've lost at home this season. Every other game,
and they've always picked away point as well.
Away point. In fact, even if they don't win away from home, they always score goals.
Exactly.
That's one of the things. And their current player, Joseph Aromala, tops the goal sheet.
Go tally.
So for me, with what they have done this season, alongside, I think Warri Wolves, they're the only team that have not been able to consider. So for me, I still would tip Ikorodu City right there to get maximum 3 points here.
Okay, all right. Remo Stars will be playing Niger Tornadoes. Remo Stars, gradually, they are moving away from the relegation spot. It's like it's getting safe for them now, Bamba. Because at this time, 3-4 weeks ago, we were scared for Remo Stars.
Yes. Remo Stars, I believe that they will not relegate. I believe. They have 4 more games to go. This is...
Because now their junior boys did not qualify for the MPFL. So they need to stay on this MPFL.
Yeah, they need to. Because it will be a shame. In fact, they will just bully all the teams in the NNL if we go back to the NNL. But I just believe that they would not relegate. And against Barrow, another team too that really needs maximum 3 points. But Remo Stars, with the situation right now and with the way they've been playing most recently, even going away from home, they score goals. So for me, I believe Remo Stars will not relegate, and it starts from here.
Most
so 3
definitely.
points for them.
Katsina United will be playing Bayelsa United and Kwa United, who did Shooting Stars dirty last week by picking that draw. I will be playing Barao FC. All of these games are at the same time, 4 p.m. What the MPFL have decided now, what they have decided is that the remaining fixtures in the MPFL will all be played the same day. So no more Saturday. All of the games now on Sunday. In fact, next week, tomorrow we'll be having a game at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. But next week, not next week is for FA Cup. We are not playing until on the 5th of, the 3rd of May again. That's when we'll play MPFL again. And all the games will be played 4 p.m. on the week 36, week 37, all the games 4 p.m. on the same day on Sunday. So that's what they've decided now. Can we do Go Rush here?
Do we even have the heart to do it?
No,
We're not even on TV.
but I've told you there's a TV that is doing that now. I told you about it. You forgot?
Yeah.
I told you there's a TV doing it
MPFL?
now. There's a TV
Wow.
doing the MPFL.
Okay, wasn't it?
You can check it out on DSTV. There's a TV doing it. Okay. All right. So that's how it's been on the MPFL. We'll be watching it keenly. Let's see. Bam Bam said Shooting Stars should be able to pick an away point, and I'm praying for that to happen, because if they do, that means they'll be able to placate their fans who were angry that they didn't pick. Because if they had picked 3 maximum points last week, Bam Bam,
Yeah.
that means would have been having hope that it could still be possible.
Yes, exactly.
But the way it is right now,
it's tough.
very, very, very tough. Okay. All right, let's be having a breather now so that we can go to the Bet Naija segment. But before I go, I need to say happy birthday in advance. So Babola's mom is celebrating tomorrow.
Yeah,
Same day with my mom. What's mommy's name?
Oluwakemi Abosede.
So Mrs. Oluwakemi Abosede Egun. We say happy birthday, ma. Babola's mom. It's going to be her birthday. So we say happy birthday, mommy. Thank you for bringing these baritone voice to us here. God bless your new age, ma'am. Happy birthday to mommy Kimbobola Egunfemi. Yes, mommy Oluwabosede Egunfemi, whose birthday is tomorrow. All right. Before I also have a breather, let me also say it's going to be my mom's birthday as well. Yes, it's same tomorrow. So that means Bobola's mom and my mom are celebrating the same time. So I say happy birthday also to my mom, of course, Mrs. Felicia Beni Bakari, yes, whose birthday is happening as 74. Mom, see, will be 74. So happy birthday, ma. Yes, yeah, you know your son loves you so much, right? God bless your new age. Happy birthday, mommy. God bless you. Wishing you long life in good health and prosperity from me, everyone here, Melody 100.7 FM. Of course, all my sisters will say happy birthday, Momsy. Momsy Pretty. Happy birthday to you. Okay, let's have a breather now. At the other side, we'll be taking you through the the Bet Naija segment of the show. Yes, remember, when you call me on this Bet Naija segment this beautiful day, you'll be letting me know what you feel about the Favour of Philly story. Do you also support that Favour of Philly should be forgiven and reincorporated into Nigerian sport, or you think she should be given maybe some punishment to serve as deterrent to others who might want to do what she has done by trying to abandon Nigeria? What's your take? Then you also predict Chelsea, Man U, and of course, Man City, Arsenal tomorrow. Chelsea, Man U, 8 p.m. tonight. Arsenal, Man City tomorrow. Keep it locked right here. The show continues after this. It is Bet Naija segment right here. My name is Pretty. Bam Bam is still with me, and we'll do this together. Keep it locked, don't move it, don't touch it. It is a Melody 100.7 FM.
100.7. 100.7.
Melody.
100.7. From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 4 p.m.
Reset one of your presets for your hit music now. 100.7.
Okay, let's go, Bam Bam. Are you ready? Let's do this. This is the Bet Naija segment of the show. This beautiful, beautiful day. This is how we do it every time. At this time, when we come through, we bring you the Bet Naija segment. This segment of the show, Complete Sport on Melody 100.7 FM. This beautiful Saturday is proudly sponsored by our partners, Bet Naija. Your number one betting company in Nigeria. Number one betting company. No one comes close to Bet Naija as they do their thing for 10 years now. No one has been able to do it just the way they do it. They are the Odogu betting company of Nigeria. So welcome to this segment of the show, sponsored by Bet Naija. My name is Pretty. You call me the finance. On the show this beautiful day, we look through Favour Ofili's story. What is happening? Favour Ofili blocked from joining Turkey for switching allegiance from Nigeria to Turkey. And right about now, the NSC is saying, okay, don't worry, she's our girl, Favour Ofili, she will come back and come and represent Nigeria again. Some stakeholders are saying, no, don't just bring her like that. Let her face punishment to serve as deterrent to others who might want to abandon Nigeria, same way she wanted to do it. While others are saying, no, let's just forgive her and let's move on because this girl is still a big prospect to Nigerian athletics. No one comes close to her at this time. What do you think of this? That is what you'll be telling me this beautiful evening on this segment of the show sponsored by Bet Naija. And at the other side, once you give your 2 naira, I don't want to call it 2 cents, we spend naira here. Once you give your 2 naira concerning Favour Ofili, then you will definitely tell us who you think will win. Chelsea, Man United, 8 p.m. tonight. Man City, Arsenal, 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. Give us these 2 predictions and you'll be getting money in your Aza once you are the winners of the predictions, especially as it concerns to these 2 games. This is how we roll it. This is how we do. Thank you for joining in once again. Let's reach out to our sponsors now. Let's take a message from Bet Naija. At the other side, we'll be opening the phone lines and we talk about what is your thought concerning Favour and your predictions. Bet Naija with us this beautiful day, and of course this is how we represent every time. Bet Naija from Reward for Passion, now Nigeria's number 1.
Now wetin dey make correct leader for this game? Now the person will be the first to play or the person will be say then they control the levels many times. For more than 10 years, Bet Naija don dey run things from front with different games like Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One Up, Bet Boom, plus including odds wey no get mate on top more than 300,000 live matches dem. This game no be chere were matter o. You dey play to win big. That's now why Bet Naija na Nigeria number 1. No be for persons wey never reach 18 o. Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's number 1.
Most definitely, truly Nigeria's number 1. Of course, this is no be chere were matter. This is a confirm matter. Bet Naija. For over 10 years, they've been giving you the best of sporting betting experience. You can't get it anywhere. What they will give you, the odds, you can't get it anywhere. Exclusive to Bet Naija. Of course, they've been doing it for years, and they're still doing it. Over 300,000 games that you can have on their platform. But one thing you need to do is you must be 18 years and above because they do not appreciate and encourage underage activities on their platform. What do you want to know about Bet Naija? Go on their platform. On the website is www.betnaija.com, www.betnaija.com, and of course on socials you can check them out on all socials. They are at Bet Naija Official, at Bet Naija Official. This is what they do every time. They give you the best odds. No one comes close. What they do, you can't get it anywhere. Bet Naija, Nigeria's number 1 for over 10 years now. They proudly sponsor this segment of the show every time on the Complete Sport. Every Saturday we come close like this. A quarter of an hour is paid for by Bet Naija, and we appreciate this partnership. And they promised us more will come, and we of course looking forward to more partnership right here from Bet Naija. Let's quickly have another word from them. Then I'll start taking your messages on 0702 520 1007, 0702 520 1007, and 0705 507 1007, 0705 507 1007. These are the numbers to call. You tell me what's your 2 naira concerning Favour Philly saga and your prediction: Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, right here. Bet Naija, Nigeria's number 1.
Kí ni a fi ń ṣe àgbà nínú eré? Ṣé ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni àbí ẹni tó ń ṣe lọ́nà tọ̀ léraléra? Fún ọdún mẹ́wàá ó lé ní Bet Naija ti ń ṣaṣíwájú pẹ̀lú àwọn ògbóǹtarìgì bíi Bet Builder, Bet Freezer, One Up Bet Boom àti àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìdánilójú lórí ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọ̀ọ́dúnrún eré bọ́ọ̀lù. Ẹ tayò fún ìgbádùn nìkan, ẹ ń tayò láti jẹ̀gbádùn ńlá. Ìdí nìyí tí Bet Naija ṣe jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Kì í ṣe fún ẹnikẹ́ni tí ò tí ì pé ọmọ ọdún méjìdínlógún. Bet Naija, àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà.
Most definitely, first in Nigeria, not for underage. If you're not 18, don't go near there. That is what they tell you. So thanks to Bet Naija for giving us the support on this show. We turn to you now. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. What's your take concerning Favour Philly? Should she be forgiven outrightly and reincorporated into Nigeria's Nigerian sport? Or you think she should be given some maybe level of punishment to serve as deterrent to others that might want to do similar things in the future? What's your take? This is what we're looking at. Then you give me your prediction. Chelsea, Man U, 8 p.m. tonight. Man City, Arsenal, 4:30 p.m. tomorrow in the EPL. 2 great games in the EPL on our hands. Let's do it and let's do it. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Let's go to the phone lines now and let's make it happen. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, quickly, your name and location. We don't waste time here. Hello. Okay, no time for this one. You can call back, and let's have you. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, your name and location. Hello, are you there? I can't hear you. Hello. Okay, yes, you can call me back. 0702 520 1007, 0705 507 1007. This one is the Bet Naija segment of the show, sponsored by Nigeria's number 1, Bet Naija. Of course, we take your predictions. If you win it, you get your money in your Aza. No time to check time. That is what we do every time. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Hello. Hello, are you there? Okay, try to call again. I don't know. Hello? Hello, are you there? Good evening. Your name and location? Emmanuel. I can't hear you very well. Emmanuel from? OG? Where is OG? Hello? Can you speak to us quickly? No time to waste time here. What's the name and your location? From Oki. Okay, Emmanuel from Oki. Yes. Okay, Emmanuel from Oki. All right, what's your take? Favour Philly? They should accept her back. Okay. So what's your prediction? Chelsea, Manchester United. Chelsea 3, Man U 1. Okay. Arsenal, Man City. 0. Wow. 3-0. Okay, Emmanuel from Oki. Thank you. All right. Okay. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Hello, good evening. Your name and location. Hello. Well, this prediction by Emmanuel from Oki makes me laugh. So you mean Man City can defeat Arsenal by 3-0? Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's see how it goes. And he also said Chelsea to beat Manchester United 3-1. Okay, let's see how it goes. 0702 520 1007, 0705 507 1007. Hello, good evening. Your name and location. Hello, are you there? Good evening. Wow, what's going on? Okay, you can try again. I don't know. I think the network is having some issues. Okay, but let's quickly look through some messages here. Okay, hello, good evening. Hello. Your line is breaking. Where are you calling from? Your name? Try to call back. I think the line is having an issue. But you can still try to call back. 0702-520-1007, 0705-507-1007. I still have some time to take some calls and your predictions. You can also send your prediction via the Facebook, as long as it is on this segment of the show. We definitely acknowledge that. And if you win it, you get your money in your Aza. 0702-520-1007, 0705-507-1007. Hello, good evening. Hello. Yeah, your name and location.
This is
Wale from Okeado. It's good to have you. What's your take concerning Favor of Philly's issue? Okay.
I think people should have mercy on that. At least she still be useful for us.
Okay. All right. Do the needful. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let's have it. Manchester United, Chelsea tonight.
Chelsea will be able to win with 2-1.
Chelsea 2-1.
Yes.
Arsenal, Man City tomorrow.
That will be 3-1 in favor of Man City.
Oh, okay. Arsenal will lose to Man City 3-1. Okay, Wale from Okeado. Thank you. If you get it, definitely we'll send you your money. All right, thank you. 0702-520-1007, 0705-507-1007. Yeah, where is Bam Bam? Bam Bam. Okay, 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. Let's quickly look through these, those who are sending in their prediction via the text message portal. Okay, let's see this one. Hello. Your name and location? Who?
Tony from
Okay, Tony, you called before, right?
Yes, I called. The network was bad.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. All right, Favor of Philly, what's your take?
Yes, the country needs to forgive her. She should be called back.
Okay.
We need her.
We need her. Okay, I like that.
We need her, yes.
Okay. All right, Chelsea, Man U.
Chelsea to win 3-0.
3-0. Wow. Chelsea will beat Man U 3-0. Aha. I like this, your prediction.
Man City 3, Arsenal 2.
Man City 3, Arsenal 2.
Arsenal 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see how it goes. If you get it correctly, definitely the money is yours in your Aza. All right. Thank you. Okay. Can I still take one more call? Okay. Yes, I can still take one more call. 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. Hello. Hello. Are you there? Okay, yes, it's not connecting. Sorry about the network the network is showing some people today, not giving you the opportunity. But don't worry, we always, Omolarat Takom, yes, I got your message on the other side. Thank you. All right, quickly to the text message portal, those who sent in their prediction. This one from Wasiu Dekunle says Chelsea 3, Man U 2, Arsenal 3, Man City 0. Wow, that would be surprising. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Your name and location?
Yes, my name is Oladapo from Ajia side.
Oladapo from Ajia.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. What's your take? Favor of Philly?
Nigeria is favor of Philly. So she should be forgiven.
She should be forgiven. I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Then, mind you will play draw with Chelsea.
What kind of draw?
It's going to be draw. Maybe around 1-1 or 2-2.
No, you have to take one now. Which one?
Let's say 1.
1-1. Okay, 2-2.
2-2. Yes. Then Man City and Arsenal will also play draw.
You and this draw. Do you like draw soup?
I'm a Man U fan.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's going to be draw.
Okay. So Arsenal.
I have 1-1 there.
Okay, 1-1. The other one 2-2. Okay. All right. Thank you. It's like you like okra soup. Thank you. Okay, this one says, my name is Lola from Iwo Road. Chelsea 2, Chelsea 2, Man U nil. Arsenal 2, Man City nil. Wow, something. Okay, thank you to all of the predictions we got you. Emmanuel, Wale, Tony, Oladapo, Omolara, Maxwell, and of course, Ade. We got all of these predictions. If you're correct, courtesy of Bet Naija, we'll definitely be giving you something straight to your account, because we ask for your account and we'll definitely send it there. Thank you so much for being part of the show today. This segment, talking about the Bet Naija segment of the show. So this is how we end it today. Another word from our sponsors. Then we wrap everything up on the Bet Naija segment. Up next is the Action Attraction segment. The Bam Bam joins me again as we're looking through the Action Attraction, all the league actions all around the world. Keep it locked right here. Don't move it. My name is Pretty. You call me the finest. Keep it locked. Don't move it. Don't touch it. We'll be back at the other side.
Now, wetin dey make correct leader for this game? Now, the person will be the first to play, or the person will be say, then they control the levels many times. For more than 10 years, Bet Naija don dey run things from front with different games like Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One Up, Bet Book, plus including odds wey no get mate on top more than 300,000 live matches dem. This game no be chere were matter o. You dey play to win big. That's na why Bet Naija na Nigeria number 1. No be for persons wey never reach 18 o. Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's number 1.
100.7. 100.7. 100.7.
Melody.
100.7.
From deep and out. That's a smashing ball. It's Martins.
Josie, Yobo, a good book.
And it's just out to the ball.
Odesi.
Sensational. What a wonderful finish.
That is the most embarrassing own goal.
Oh, what a goal. That's something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly. And does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybook stuff.
Thank you for rejoining us. And of course, we're still right here with you. It is a Complete Sports on this beautiful radio station, Melody 100.7 FM. No one does it better. This is how we rock every time. Don't forget to follow us on all socials. We are ubiquitous. You can join us everywhere on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, on X, and of course on Instagram at Melody 107 FM. On all these platforms, Melody 107 FM. And don't forget, like us and share us. Drop your comments on whatever we do here. I would definitely appreciate everything that you do and every time you do it. Let's go to the Action Attraction segment of the show now, where we look through league actions all around the world. Bam Bam Jerry joins in now. It's good to have you join us again, Bam Bam.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go now. The EPL, of course, you know how it is. The game was decided earlier today between Brentford and Fulham. The energy with which Fulham started the season is like it dropped at a point, Bam Bam. Yeah. And the way they started before is like they were going to end in the Champions League spot. But today again, they played a goalless with Brentford.
Yeah, talking about their form recently, they've not even had a win. About 5-6 games, it's been draw. And that's why you can't really bank on some of these, should I call them middle-class teams in the Premier League. If you're banking on them to finish as in the Champions League spot or Europa League spot, then something is wrong. For Brentford, but they still have a qualification in their sport. They can still qualify for even the conference or the Europa Champions League, because it looks like the Champions League, I don't know if they've given a new sport to the Premier League.
Of course, we talked about it the other time.
Yeah, they've given them a new sport. In
the person that depending on how the EPL, the Champions League ends, the sixth person on the log might still make it.
It now depends on how Arsenal.
Arsenal finishes
exactly. In the Champions League. So that might probably help Brentford in that. But their form, most of their players are fit. That's one thing I don't really understand. But Fulham's another thing that have given top teams a run for their money. So I'm not even surprised that this particular game ended in a draw. I'm just more particular about their striker, Thiago, finishing maybe as the highest goal scorer because he's having a close contest with Eric Haaland right there. But they play the draw. It's decent for them, whichever way. It's still, even if they don't end up playing in continental football,
in Europe.
Yes, it is still big for them as much as they don't relegate here.
Most definitely. All right, let's talk Leeds now. Leeds seem to be a very stubborn team, and right now they are beating Wolves 2-0. And these Wolves is already that one is there's no magic that can change Wolves. They are playing in the Champions League next season. Nothing can change it.
Exactly. For Leeds, they want to escape relegation totally.
Exactly.
And now that they've gotten a win, it has given them massive boost against the likes of Nottingham Forest, West Ham, even Tottenham Hotspur, who are currently 18th on table. Now with 39 points, they can as well be comfortable a bit ahead of the later games that we have in the Premier League. Although it's not over yet, because there's still about with this game played, they still have about 6 games to go in the Premier League because this is match day 32.
Exactly.
So they still have about 6 games to go in the Premier League. So you can't say
this is match day 33
for Leeds. Yeah. So they have about 5 games to go. For other teams, they still have 6 games.
Exactly.
So it's still not over yet because that 5 games can still determine a whole lot. But this is a massive boost for them should he end up. For Wolves, there's nothing to talk about.
Nothing.
They are done.
Nothing. They are done. They are already. They are soaked. Okay. Another team I talked about Fulham surprising me the way they started. They didn't. Another team that surprised me this season is Newcastle United. Right about now they have been beaten at the St. James's Park by Bournemouth. Bournemouth. That team is crazy. The same team that went to Emirates and defeated Arsenal last season. In fact, they are the one that have thrown this thing open now. If they had lost to Arsenal last week, we will not be where we are today with this conversation of if Guardiola defeat Arsenal tomorrow. They blown this thing open. Bournemouth are bad guys. They are bad guys. They are the ones that blow this thing open now. Right now, they are at the St. James's Park doing the same thing they did to Arsenal, beating them right now 1-0 at home, beating Newcastle at home.
You have to give them kudos with the way they played top teams. Played Man U.
All the top teams suffer in their hands this season.
Maybe only Man City that were even the ones that were able to beat 3-1. But I remember Man U played a 4-4 draw.
Yeah.
They defeated Arsenal. And Tottenham Hotspur, we can still count them as a big team. I mean, traditional big six. They also defeated Tottenham Hotspur. So, Bournemouth, for me, what they are only doing in the Premier League right now is just to give top teams
problems.
And that's what they've been doing so far. They've been scoring goals. But one thing I really like about the team is they did not allow the effect of the leave of the transfer or Semenyo affect them. They still continued. The guys still continue to play good football and they're still banging in goals. And that's one thing I love about them. They're always banging goals. For Newcastle, I really don't know. Injury worries affected them. And the fact that they had to transfer players and bring new players on board, most especially the attack-wise, because the attack has been their sole bites against all of these top teams in the past few seasons, because they had to sell 2 of their key attackers. They sold Isak and they also sold Wilson, who is also a top attacker for them. At least it helps when Isak is injured. So they started to use Gordon.
And they are talking of Gordon now to be selling him again.
So, and Gordon was the one that was used as a number 9, although they brought Watamada, but he was playing Gordon first as a number 9.
And one of the top scorers in the UCL this season.
Yeah, one of them.
Anthony
exactly.
Gordon.
Later on, maybe he now started to believe in Watamada. They brought him in. This man that they brought, DR Congo player. I'm trying to remember this former Brentford, Wissa, also injury worry because he didn't start the season on night. So a lot of problems because of the switch of the key players, the key strikers that they have. But the fact that they don't relegate, that's the most important thing. So for me, even though I still don't count them as traditional big teams, it's just that they always try to push scares. To top teams or try to feel among the big boys.
Feel among. Yeah, I like the language. Feel among. But last season, they won a trophy after 74 years.
The FA Cup.
The Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup.
After 74 years.
Let them go and win the Premier League.
Okay. Now, you just mentioned Tottenham. That's one team that's been in a serious disarray this season. They've used more coaches this season than any other club in Europe. Tottenham Hotspur. They'll be playing Brighton at 5:30 this beautiful evening, and it's a game they will need to prove a point. But Brighton can also be like Bournemouth. They know how to disturb top teams as well. Let's talk about Tottenham and Brighton, Bam Bam.
Tottenham Hotspur, they've been a shadow of itself.
I'm telling you.
For their new manager, De Zerbi, is going to be back.
His first game he lost.
Yeah, first game, but now playing against his former team.
Exactly.
Yes, talking about Brighton, it's another big moment, a huge moment, but this time it's going to be at home in front of the fans. And their records, when you see how bad the records of Tottenham are, is some records of the 1938, that's what they are breaking now, having consecutively not won about 16 games in a season.
Records of 1930.
Yes, that's how long they are breaking that record. That's how really bad. Even since 1993, they've not won, they've not lost home games, have 5 straight home games back to back. So records of a very long time, that's what they are breaking right now. And they are not breaking good records, they are breaking very terrible records right there. Talking about Tottenham Hotspur, I know the job of De Zerbi is to restore parity and probably keep this team back in the Premier League, because right now they are languishing in the relegation zone. It's going to be difficult for them, because another team that always give a top teams a run for their money is Brighton. Even though they really don't finish at the top side, they finish around 9, 10, 11, but they always give top teams a run from their money.
Definitely.
So it's going to be tough, very tough for De Zerbi. Honestly, I don't want Tottenham Hotspur to relegate, because it's going to affect the system of the club, because should they end up relegating, most of their big players will leave the club, and it might probably look like a Tottenham Hotspur starting afresh again, and it will look like
big players don't play in the Championship.
They don't play in the Championship. It reminds me of when Juventus also relegated.
Exactly.
When some key players, maybe because of loyalty and because they are Italians, they had to be loyal to the club, like Buffon, but most of them left the club. And the club, before they had to fight for relegation, it took a while. But that's probably what will happen to Tottenham Hotspur. But I don't want them to relegate. I still see a win for Tottenham.
A win today. Okay, let's see how I go. At their stadium, let's see how it goes. Okay, let's go to the big game now. Okay, one of the 2 big games in England this weekend. 8 p.m. tonight. Chelsea hosting Manchester United. When you say regular customers from the days of Sir Alex Ferguson, these are regular customers. This was a game that will always bring so much troubles in England back in the day. And of course, in the last 5 games, it's been 2 wins, 2 draws. Rather, 2 wins for each and 1 draw. So it's a very even. It is even between these two. Nobody is bigger, is what they have been using it to do in the last 5 games. But in the last 5 games for Chelsea, they've lost 4, won just 1. And the last 5 games for Manchester United, not against Chelsea, I'm talking about their last 5 games, they've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 2. So looking at them, Man U seems to be better than Chelsea right now.
Yeah, but at home, in front of their fans, Stamford Bridge, Man U always struggle to grind out results.
But Chelsea have not been good at Stamford this season.
They have not been good, but reverse fixtures when it's now at Stamford Bridge. I'm just talking about the 2 teams. For Manchester United, they always have that fear when they go
at
to
the
bridge, right there. So it's been a long time. In fact, I can't even remember the last time that Man U won the 2 fixtures. I'm talking about
to win at the bridge and to win at the theatre.
Old Trafford. So if they end up winning at Old Trafford, they go on to the Stamford Bridge to lose the game, and that's how it has been. It has been back and forth for United. But for me, this is a different season. For Rosinho, he will be in serious trouble if he.
It's one of the games that Chelsea fans don't like to lose.
They don't like to lose. It's going to determine his champion of this sport. I think if Man U should win this one, then Michael Carrick has taken that team to El Dorado in terms of qualifying for the Champions League. So it's going to be tough for me. But with the form of Chelsea, what I saw in their last game, they struggled, but I still saw fine openings in Chelsea, because
especially the first half of that game.
The first half of that game. Should Garnacho, Estival, Palmer, if they had started the game, I'm talking about, maybe just Garnacho, because it was only Garnacho that did not start the game, I would have seen, I think there would have been a major difference with the way they played Man City. It was in the second half that they got to struggle. And Manchester United, on the other hand, people say this is a rejuvenated United, but it's still a struggling United. Even Michael Carrick right now has not even gotten the jinx of how to deal with Manchester United, because last time out, he also did not do well with the club. So it's going to be 2 inexperienced managers clashing. 2 inexperienced managers.
But one is more experienced than the other.
Which one?
Carrick is more experienced than Rosenau. To me, is like an IT coach.
But Carrick, he has been more or less an assistant most of the time, and he went back maybe because he has managed Manchester United sometimes they go as interim within maybe about 3 games. But for me, I would still consider both of them in the same lane of inexperience.
They are on the same level, right?
Inexperienced managers coaching top teams. So
young boys.
Your young boys. So it's going to be honestly tough. But United, right now, all the boys, they need to understand that it's been a long time they've been in Champions League. This is a game that by now they need to understand that they have to win it. For Chelsea on the other hand, it's a lot to also think about. You can't be world champions and playing in Conference or Europa League. So it's a lot to pan out. For me, I still would stick with a draw.
A draw,
it's
again.
It's hard to predict.
A draw. They always cook draw soup every time, these two guys. But some people have criticized Man U this season that, look, for a team that has not been playing any other thing, just EPL. I mean, before they played the last game that they lost on Monday, they hadn't played for 23 days. They had rested more than any other team. Yet they didn't give their all in that game. So people are saying, if you're not traveling, you're not playing this, you're not playing that, you're not like teams who are playing in Champions League, you've been knocked out of FA Cup for long, Carabao Cup for long, you're just on one EPL. You should be grinding results day in, day out.
Yeah, in terms of player fatigue, they would have the advantage that players would not get injured. Because when you play week in, week out as players, you get fatigued and get injured. But the other hand, fitness, quote, there's a difference between training and playing a full match.
Okay.
When they were going to play the Champions League game, most of the players that started, apart from the defenders of Real Madrid, they were the ones that played. Mbappe played during the weekend. Mbappe played, Vini Jr. played, maybe Bellingham did not play, but every other player in the middle, straight to the attack, even Adagula also played. Same thing with Bayern Munich, just because they need that fitness ahead of the game. There's difference between training, like I said earlier, and
match fitness.
Because match is intense. So people think it's an advantage. Well, Manchester United can sit down and think and enjoy that. Think, okay, maybe we don't have too many games, but it doesn't help the players. Because when you play a proper match, it helps you more. In fact, your players become more fit and ready for every other game. And I feel like that was what affected them in their last game. That the fact that they did not get to play for too long, they became so comfortable. And most of them, they were so relaxed, and maybe that match fitness wasn't there, because I saw a lot of sluggishness, like the likes of Ugarte that came in for Kobe Mino. So it really affects these players in terms of fitness, because a training is different from match. Match will always sharpen you for another match. That's why most of the key games, you don't see Pep Guardiola. The era of resting players has really stopped. You play your players on Saturday. The only thing that you consider is drop them second half, or take them away, or bring them second half. But they will not play. You have to allow them to play, because they have to be in the moment and understand that, okay, now I'm in the moment, and maybe Tuesday I have to be there. But having a whole week, just interest in training, and you're not playing any match, because in training is different, because they protect themselves. They don't want to get injured. Most especially Bruno Fernandes, he might just be there, maybe just distributing passing. Nobody's marking you. You become too comfortable. But it's different when you play a match. If you are playing against Caicedo.
So can we now say maybe that's what caused them this game they lost on Monday?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That it affects them a lot. And they didn't even play Saturday, Sunday. They played Monday. So imagine.
For 23 days, they didn't touch football.
And training. Training will only just make you maybe ready for the game, but in terms of fitness,
you might not be ready.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. Yes, Manchester United, Chelsea. What a game! Yes, wait for what will happen concerning that game. Okay, so 8 p.m. tonight is that game, and of course, if Man U win, they will have complete 10-point gap between them and Chelsea. I remember at the point this season, 13 points. Chelsea were leading Man U at the point this season. But right now, tables have turned. Man U leading there with 7 points. And it's almost looking like Man U are far away from Chelsea. Okay, all right, tomorrow, for the games tomorrow, before we go to the big one, Nottingham Forest will play Burnley at 2 p.m. Same time, Aston Villa will play Sunderland. And of course, Everton will play Liverpool. Of course, they are looking forward to that game. Talking about Arne Slot is looking forward to that game big time after losing out in the Champions League. It's not always an easy game for them when they are playing their neighbors. This is what they call the derby. There's this the Merseyside derby, yes, and it's not always easy for Liverpool. And with a man who knows about Merseyside derby in charge of Everton now, David Moyes. And a slot is looking forward to this game, Bam Bam, before we go to the big one.
Yeah, for the Merseyside derby, it's always very intense. Even when Jurgen Klopp was managing Liverpool, he used to take this game is the biggest game of his life, apart from the game against Man City, because they know that one thing about Everton, they might not be good in the league, but when it comes to the Merseyside derby, they come full hard right there. And we saw the last game when they played. I think it was a late minute goal from Everton that sealed it up for them. They played a draw in that particular one. And this Liverpool side, they are not the best. And for Ancelotti, just like Rosenio too, he has to keep his job. If
he's fighting for his job.
He's fighting for his job. If he doesn't qualify for the Champions League, definitely he's out with the massive numbers. And now that he has Ekitike injured, a lot of things to think about, because really when you approach the end of the season, evil.
But he's lucky now. Ekitike is injured and the other Isak is back.
Still, match fitness is something to actually think about, because Ekitike has been that man for them, even in the attack, better than Salah so far this season. In fact, he's been the best attacker for Liverpool. So now that he's injured, I think the momentum, Isak is just getting back into shape. But it's going to be tough. This is one of the best sides of Everton in about 3-4 years. And I'm talking about the quality of players. Liman Ndiaye, although Jack Grealish has been injured for a while, but they have the best set of players, and you can't even write them off at this point in time. There's also this guy Beto as the number 9. So for me, this is the best time. This is the worst time of Liverpool to play this Everton side, and Everton, they're going to be at home. For me, I don't think Liverpool would get a win against Everton. Yeah.
Wow. At the Goodison Park, let's see what happens tomorrow. Bam says he doesn't see them winning. On Monday, Crystal Palace will take on West Ham United. And let's go to the big one now, a decider. This one will go down as something that could decide who wins the league. And in fact, it's between these two, Oga and Omoshe, as they call it in Yoruba, boss and his trainee. Talking about Arsenal's Mikel Arteta. And of course, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City going head-to-head tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Of course, these guys in their last 5 matches, it's been 1 win for Man City, 1 win for Arsenal, 3 draws for Manchester. For them, so it's the same thing, 1-1, and of course, 3 draws. That's how it's been. While for these 2 guys, is in their last 5 games in recent time, it's been 1 draw, 1 loss and 3 wins for Man City, while for Arsenal, 3 losses, 1 win, 1 draw. So that means in the last 5 games that they've played in the EPL, Arsenal is much more, they are lagging behind. Man City are better, meaning going to this game is a big one for Guardiola.
For Arsenal, first of all, I don't want to say that I'll write them off in this game, because the last time that they had a victory in the Etihad Stadium was 2015, and this is 2022. The number of years.
7 years ago.
It's 7 years ago. And when it comes to April, every month since 2022, that has been the best time for Pep Guardiola. He's had 2.51 average points per game. It still is the best. And when it comes to Mikel Arteta, every April is the worst time.
It's a problem. It's a problem for him.
It's always the problem.
I'm telling you.
So now, if we judge it based on this historical fact, we have to talk to Pep Guardiola. For Arsenal, they put themselves in this shoe.
Voila.
For Arteta, it cost all of these things. The players, for them to be in this moment, all the points that they've lost against, they played against Bournemouth, where they should have had all 3 points, they cost it to be at this position. Wolves, that everybody was defeated, they did not win. So for me, they found themselves in this situation, and they have to go all hard, because Man City, they have an outstanding game.
Yeah, they still do.
They still have an outstanding game.
Exactly.
For Arsenal, they played more games. So it's a lot to think about right there. Should Arsenal lose this game, they are out of the Premier League title.
Wow.
For Man City, if they win this game, for me, they are en route, because I looked at the number of games and the type of things that they will play. I can't bank on Arsenal beating Aston Villa. I don't think so. Even Newcastle, I can't even bank. A lot of things to look at.
Aston Villa has a way of, they have a way of disturbing
Arsenal. But I can bank on Man City to defeat these same teams. I'm just using this as an example, because they've been there before.
Exactly.
Last day, we saw what Kevin De Bruyne, alongside, Bernardo Silva, that sealed it up for them. So we've seen them grind results, even on the last day. Pep Guardiola was about to faint against Tottenham Hotspur, and they still grounded that result right there. We've seen Vincent Kompany, remember, one time, I think I can't remember the team, but he played outside shots, and that was what sealed their title. So they've known how to handle pressure in this situation. But Arsenal, they've not been in this situation to handle pressure. So there's a lot to look out for. The odds doesn't favor Arsenal because people are expecting that. Arsenal fans are expecting miracle, but they should look at the track record. How have Arsenal performed in the Etihad Stadium? If it was at Emirates, you can say,
you could still give them some
draw this. But at the Etihad, no, the records are not there,
and they are in a very damaged morale. Their morale seems to be damaged now.
So they have to fight for their body. At the recent one that they played against Man City, look how they were taunt. First half, they had a decent game. Second half, it was walloping.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if what is he going to change? Saka is injured. Is he going to try a new thing? Who are the players that played in that final that did not play? But Pep Guardiola, those are players that
everybody is for him.
For him, everybody's on form, and they play with less pressure. Less pressure because you see some of their players, they've won it before. It's maybe the
Nothing
new
is new.
Nothing is new. And even the new players, they've won a title already. Even if it's not even the Premier League, they've won it this season. They've won a title already. Even Gueye that just joined them most recently.
And it's the same team they defeated.
It's the same team that they defeated. So the Arsenal players, they have the UEFA Champions League, but they don't have any title. And Arteta also doesn't have any title to show for. So a lot to think about in this final. For me, I want Arsenal personally because I don't.
We all wanted them when the season started.
I don't want them to lose the league,
but they messed themselves
up. Yes, they messed it up. I don't think they can win against Man City.
Let's see how it goes tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. All eyes on Arsenal. Can they do it? Only time will tell. All right, there are no league matches in Spain because of the Copa del Rey. They have to give that respect to the Copa del Rey, the Kings Cup final. Atletico Madrid and, of course, Real Sociedad. Let's quickly look through that. Bam. Of course, Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, Kings Cup final in Spain.
Big.
8 p.m. tonight.
8 p.m. Big time for top players from Nigeria, Umar Sadiq, who has actually been playing these competitions, although the league has struggled a bit. But competitions like this is where they like to field him. And also, Ademola Lookman, who has been a top for the guys. Right there, that's Atletico Madrid. In terms of experience, we would say for Atletico Madrid, they've suffered to be in this position, having to face Barcelona, defeating them to be in this post. Real Sociedad also faced the top side, but still, I would still say that Atletico Madrid, with their consistent form, and now that they play, the manager in Diego Simeone understands that even the Champions League is not secured for him. And right now, it looks like the management of Atletico Madrid, they are starting to think that it's high time for Diego Simeone to leave the club. And these are the things that he can do to actually secure his
bye-bye.
spot in the team by winning a title. So for me, tough, because Real Sociedad is also maybe one of the clubs that always give Real Madrid and Barcelona a run for their money. So it's going to be tough, but Atletico all the way.
Okay, Atletico all the way. Of course, our boy is there, so our minds will be with him. We wish him well, Ademola Lookman. Let's go to the Bundesliga now. Bayer Leverkusen already defeated by Augsburg at home. 2-1 it ended. Augsburg beat them at home. Hoffenheim defeated Borussia Dortmund 2-1. Union Berlin also lost at home to Wolfsburg 2-1. Werder Bremen and Hamburg HSV, the game ended 3-1 in favor of Werder Bremen. And a game that will be coming up at 5:30 is Eintracht Frankfurt against RB Leipzig. But one team that surprised me this season is in the Bundesliga is Borussia Dortmund. Bam. I don't know what is the problem of that team, Borussia Dortmund.
For Borussia Dortmund, I mean, people should understand that they are just players' machine for Bayern Munich. That's the way I see them. They can't actually
groom them and sell them to them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they can actually, in the next few years, win a title because what Bayern Munich are building, they have gone past the era of just using old players. They are now looking for young players to do the job. And look at Michael Olise, Yamal Musiala. These are players that you can still guarantee them 5-6 years in the club. For Dortmund, you can't say the same for them. The young players, for me, compared to Bayern Munich. So what they can always do is just to qualify for the Champions League spot, which is what they are already close to doing.
That's always their target. Once you qualify, forget any other team.
And even looks like they are forming the Champions League. It's even better than the league. So For Dortmund, I'm not surprised they lost to Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim also wants to play in Europe right now because they are fifth, I beg your pardon, with 54 points, and they can still qualify for Champions League if they go on to win their remaining game. So it's one of those things that happen towards the end of the season.
Okay, for tomorrow, Freiburg will play FC Heidenheim, and of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach will do battle against Mainz 05, while perennial champions Bayern Munich, of course, take on VfB Stuttgart at 4:30. Should we just say they've won it already? There's nothing to play for in the Bundesliga.
Bayern? Yeah, they've won it. It's easy. It's that easy.
Easy does it for them every time. Okay, quickly to the Serie A now, and of course, for games in the Serie A. Today first, before we talk tomorrow, I told you earlier that Parma, yes, have defeated. I told you they were playing Udinese then, but they've defeated them now. Our boy didn't get 10 clean sheets, right?
Yes,
he didn't get it, but he got 9.
He got 9,
so which is not bad enough.
Not bad.
So they won 1-0. Parma defeated them at home. Napoli will be playing Lazio at 5 p.m. AS Roma taking on Atalanta at 7:45 p.m. Nigerian time today. Those are the games coming up today in the Italian Serie A. Then tomorrow we have more games coming up in the Italian Serie A. Of course, the qualification for the Italian Serie A is still hotting up, but Inter Milan, they are 12 points lead up now, so that means that they are almost winning the Scudetto. Cremonese will be taking on Torino tomorrow. Yes, that's one of the games tomorrow. Cremonese taking on Torino. And, of course, Hellas Verona taking on AC Milan. Pisa taking on Genoa. Juventus and Bologna. Bam, the way it stands right now is like nothing can stop Inter from winning the Scudetto.
Yeah, more than 11 points already.
12. They have 12
now.
points now.
Wow, 12.
Because of their victory last night.
Because of their victory. So, for me, they've done the job already, Inter Milan. Looking at the number of games that they have a number of games left. They have about 5 games, or even 5 games, because they have the Coppa Italia right there, where they will be facing Como in that one in the semi-final. So they have 2 titles to go for. They have their league, that's the Serie A, and also the Coppa Italia to run out for. So for Inter Milan, they've been the best team so far this season. They deserve it so well. Talking about Lautaro Martinez, although injured at some point, but this man has been able to score 16 goals to seal up the victories for Inter Milan right there. So for me, it's well deserved. Deserve it. Their next focus is how they can get better in the Champions League, because when they win the title, they come to the Champions League. Now the problem lies to how they can secure their spot, get it to the quarter or semi-finals, or even the finals in the Champions League.
In the Champions League, let's see what they can do there. Of course, for the League On, right now, Lorient and Marseille are playing. Surprisingly, halftime scoreline, Lorient beating Marseille 1-0. I don't understand how this one is panning out. How Lorient should be leading Marseille at halftime. Are you surprised as I am?
I'm surprised too, because Marseille at some point with the Zabi, they were up there, but now they have dropped even to the playoff spot.
It's like since the Zabi left the team, something has happened to that team.
The club was, should I use the word emotional, because the Zabi lost so many games, maybe 2 or 3 games, and they decided, just like the way Enzo Maresca lost games, they decided to sack him, and they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that, because this man has been able to build their team, taking their team second in the previous season before this particular one that was sacked. So I think they will just have to feel the effect of Dizabi. You know, sometimes this club have to understand that the previous manager is probably better than the ones that they are acquiring.
The current one.
Yes, but it will be sad if they don't finish at the Champions League spot because of what they've been doing over the years. But for Marseille, can they come back? Yes, they can, because it's still halftime.
They can, okay. All right, for 6 p.m., it will be time for Angers and Le Havre to play. And 5 minutes past 8 p.m., it will be Lille taking on Nice. These are the games today. For tomorrow in the Ligue 1, and of course, I know you're asking, where is PSG, the Baba for the boys in the Ligue 1? And of course, AS Monaco will be playing Auxerre tomorrow. Mainz will play Paris FC, while Nantes will do battle against Brest. Strasbourg will play against Reims, and PSG will be doing battle against Lyon. This should ordinarily be a big game, a star game in the Ligue 1. PSG Lyon tomorrow.
Yeah, Lyon recently has undergone a serious financial debts. Let me put it like that. They've had a lot of debt, and the club has been struggling to be in their top shape, just like the way they've been over the years. For PSG, they have been so supported by the should I say, the body of the Ligue 1, because they gave them a standing where they were supposed to face Lens as well as Strasbourg.
Exactly.
Now they have 2 outstandings and they are still top of the league. So it goes to show that they have protected them, helped them in the Champions League spot, and they are still top of the league. So there's no competition for them in that league right now. So against Lyon, for me, it's just more or less another match to sharpen the players ahead of the big game and get the semi-final of the Champions League right there. So a win for PSG.
Okay, a win for PSG. So these are the games going down this weekend. You remember one thing I say every time, when you're watching your game, football without violence. If you don't have the energy to stand the mockery of your club, then leave the scene and go elsewhere or go to your house and go and sleep. Because part of the game is when they mock your teams. Okay, so no violence in our games. All right, before we begin to pack things up this evening, we understand that Bournemouth are set to appoint Marco Rose as new head coach from the month of June. We understand they've already had agreement with former RB Leipzig manager Marco Rose to replace Andiola Iraola next season. He agreed the terms with FC Bournemouth, and the contract is set to be approved soon. Is it a good move for them? I mean, is Areola doing badly?
He's not doing badly.
Why are they
I
changing him?
I don't know why they want to sack the manager, but it could be mutual consent because they are not doing it now. If it was now, we can say, they might sack it. They want to fire him because of the results. But maybe they just need fresh air, a new manager to shaking things up and probably take the boys to Champions League of a top spot in the Premier League, because Areola is just a decent manager, maybe not one of the best, but this manager, what he has done with RB Leipzig, has taken them to the best top sides, like top 3 in the Bundesliga right there. At some point, they finished 3rd in the Bundesliga. So yes, maybe because of the experience as finishing as the top side in the Bundesliga, that's why they are bringing out the manager.
Yeah.
Because Areola is just 9-10, 11, even with their fantastic victories against top teams. So the club might just be looking forward to how can we translate these victories into playing in Europe right there. And that's why they've decided to take up this manager. Yeah.
Okay, let's see how it goes for them. We wish them well. Hope they will not be making a mistake as other teams have done. And of course, in the game concerning Newcastle and Bournemouth, Newcastle equalized earlier, but Bournemouth have added another one. It's still 2-1 now. Okay, before we begin to wrap up, Britain's Cameron Norrie has been knocked out of the Barcelona Open. We're talking tennis now with a straight set quarter-final defeat by Rafael Jorda. Cameron Norris, I don't know. All of these guys that play for Britain, they are not doing well, but when the BBC want to report them, they're reporting them like as they are, see they are doing well, even when they are not doing well. I mean, you hear Norrie, you hear Emma Raducanu, as if they are doing well when they want to report them, whereas they are not doing well.
That's one thing about Britain, USA. They like to package. They like to package
their own thing.
Their own athletes, even England too. They package their thing, make it look like they are the top right there. But meanwhile, the should I call them the sportsmen continue to disappoint them.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, that's how it's been. They like to package their own. Let's see how it goes. Now for Carrick is saying he's leaving his door open for Rashford to return. But we do not know whether Rashford wishes to return, because Rashford has said it that he doesn't wish to return to Manchester United. Michael Carrick is saying if he's still in charge, he will wish Rashford to return to the club after the end of the season.
For somebody like Rashford, does he even have a future in Barcelona? I don't think so. He doesn't have, because Barcelona, what they are just trying to do is get a player who is on loan for a
because they don't have money.
They don't have enough money. But ordinarily, with Barcelona want to sign a Rashford that did not have a good form before coming on, they would do that. Barcelona will not do that. So for Manchester United, definitely they are always open to taking academy boys. Now that you have somebody like Michael Carrick, who is an academy homegrown, who's been at the club since when he was very, very young, about 11 years, so he will be willing to accommodate, because we've seen also academy player like Kobe Mainoo, who was absent for the team from a very long time, and immediately this man came on board, he brought him back to the team. So for Rashford, in terms of starting shirt, now he will get the World Cup squad definitely because of he plays for Barcelona. But if he wants to consistently play football and Michael Carrick is appointed the head coach of United, he's going to play more football in Manchester United. Because looking at the left wing, Cunha for me is really a left winger. He plays more centrally, a midfielder and a number 9. Rashford is an outright winger and he will perform well and better. I even forgot to say that Manchester United game against Chelsea is going to go through. They will go through a whole lot because all their defenders, top defenders are out.
Lenny Yoro was just confirmed that he won't be part of the game.
He won't be part. Maguire out.
Maguire is out.
This other Lisandro Martinez
is out.
And they late.
So who is going to play against Chelsea?
That Evan, it's here.
Evan. You have Evan now. Evan is real. Okay, let's see how real Evan will be to this beautiful night against Chelsea. All right, this is how we wrap things up this beautiful day. Of course, but before we go, once again, happy birthday to our mommies in advance, to Mommy Egunfemi, of course, Mommy Bakari, that's my mom. Egunfemi is Bam Bam's mom. And of course, to our brother here, yes, that's my brother, of course, one of our own here, talking about Imoyo Sola Adetoro. Yes, his birthday is tomorrow, and he's also launching something big tomorrow. So congratulations to Imoyo Sola Adetoro. Yes, my man and one of our own here, and a brother to Oyewole Adetoro. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We will definitely be back on the next week. Next week, we have another time for 2 hours. But don't forget, Monday to Friday, we have sports twice a day, 8:30 in the morning, and of course, 6:15 in the evening. Big ups to the Sports Bam Bam.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. My name is Pretty. You call me the finest. Let me have a breather for about 2 hours, 5 minutes. I will be back on the old school show, the one will take you back to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s at 7 p.m. Thank you for being here. On behalf of the guys repping here with me, Yusuf Oladimeji, Oyewole Adetoro, I'll say big up to you. Happy weekend to you. Keep it all, don't move it, don't touch it. The fun continues here. Up next, Shodamo with Mr. BBA.
Newest radio station is 100.